The rain had just begun when I saw her reflection in the cafe window, her fingers brushing against his hand, the same soft touch she used to give me when she thought no one was watching. My heart didn't race. It froze. Like time itself had stepped aside to let me witness the moment my world quietly collapsed. It wasn't supposed to be like this. That morning, she'd kissed me goodbye, told me she loved me, and reminded me to feed the dog before she got home. 3.5 years of marriage, and not once did I question her sincerity. But that afternoon, walking into the cafe where she said she'd be meeting a client, I saw the truth unravel in the reflection before I even turned my head. The man she was with wasn't her client. It was Evan, her co-worker. The one she claimed she barely tolerated. She laughed in a way I hadn't heard in months, open, unguarded, the kind of laugh that once belonged only to me. I didn't storm in or make a scene. I just stood there, rain soaking through my jacket, staring at the woman I thought I knew. The woman I had built a life around. When I finally turned away, I didn't feel anger. Just an unbearable hollowness, like something inside me had caved in silently. That night, she came home late. Said her meeting ran long. Her perfume lingered too strong, her lipstick smudged faintly at the edge. She didn't notice my wet coat hanging by the door. Didn't notice how quiet I was. "Did you eat?" she asked, slipping off her heels. "Yeah," I murmured, eyes fixed on the TV that wasn't even on. She smiled faintly, like everything was normal, and went to shower. I heard the water running, steady and relentless. I stared at her phone left charging on the counter, its screen lighting up with a message, "Can't stop thinking about you. Same place tomorrow." My hands trembled as I picked it up. The contact name was Clara. Clever. I almost admired the subtlety. Almost. I didn't open the messages. I didn't need to. For the next week, I lived inside a lie I could suddenly see from every angle. Every smile felt rehearsed. Every touch felt borrowed. Every "I love you" sounded like a line she had memorized but no longer believed. I started watching her, not out of obsession, but disbelief. How easily she moved through our home, humming as she cooked, teasing me about my long hours, asking if I wanted to plan a weekend away. It was all a performance. And I played my part, too. I smiled, I kissed her forehead, I told her I loved her back. Because I wasn't ready to confront her yet. I wanted to see how long she'd pretend. The breaking point came one evening when I came home early from work. Her car was in the driveway, but the lights in the house were dim. I stepped inside quietly. From the hallway, I heard laughter, soft, intimate. Then a voice. His voice. I froze. They were in the kitchen. The same kitchen where we once celebrated anniversaries and birthdays. The same counter where she had sat laughing, flour on her nose, while I made her pancakes on Sundays. He was leaning against that counter now, his hand brushing a strand of hair from her face. My wife whispered, "We can't keep doing this," but her smile betrayed her words. I could have walked in. Could have screamed, shattered everything, demanded the truth she'd been hiding. But instead, I turned around, walked upstairs, and sat on the edge of our bed. Every corner of that room was filled with echoes of us. Photos, memories, promises. And yet, it felt like someone else's life now. When I heard the front door open and close, followed by the sound of his car driving away, I knew she'd come upstairs next. She did. Her cheeks flushed, hair messy, perfume thick. "You're home early," she said, startled. I looked at her for a long time before answering. "Yeah, just needed some air." She searched my face, maybe sensing something off. But I smiled. Just enough to convince her I didn't know. That night, I lay beside her in bed, her head resting on my shoulder, pretending to sleep while her breathing steadied. I memorized that moment. Because I knew it would be the last. The next morning, I packed quietly. Just a few essentials, clothes, my passport, the watch my father gave me. I left the wedding photo on the nightstand. No note. No confrontation. I didn't want apologies. I didn't want tears. I didn't even want to hear her try to explain. Sometimes silence is the loudest ending. 3 weeks later, she found me. I was sitting alone on a park bench in another city, drinking coffee, watching people pass by. I hadn't told anyone where I'd gone, but she found a way. "Why didn't you say something?" she whispered, eyes red, voice shaking. I looked at her for a long time. "Because you already said everything," I replied. "Just not with words." Tears streamed down her face. "It was a mistake," she said. "I don't even know why I don't." My voice came out calm, almost gentle. "You knew exactly why. You wanted something different. And now you have it." She reached out to touch my hand, but I pulled away. For a moment, neither of us spoke. The distance between us was heavier than any argument could have been. Finally, I stood. "Take care of yourself," I said quietly, and walked away. I didn't look back. Sometimes I still think about her. About us. About how love can die without noise, without warning, like a flame running out of oxygen. But I don't regret leaving quietly. Because sometimes peace isn't found in confrontation. It's found in walking away before the fire consumes what little is left of you. And that silence, the one I left behind, was louder than any goodbye I could ever have said.